So today we'll learn this easy and simple cards which anyone can make with the very cheap supplies. You don't have to be professional supplies for this. These are the just simple tricks you're gonna see in this video, and how you can change this blue fodder into different Christmas card. You can choose any colors you want. So let's jump into the process and see how I can make these cards, and it is so simple and easy that anyone can do it. Hello friends, welcome back to my channel, and today I'm sharing some of the watercolor, you can say fodder, or you can say some kind of collage papers, or you can say watercolor techniques, whatever you want. So what happened, when I'm traveling, I used to use this set. It's from Bristol, and all of these fans gonna just stuck up inside it. Now it's wet, so I can't do that. And they have lots of colors here, and they came also with this one watercolor brush. So maybe you have watercolor brush, maybe you don't have. I gonna tell you both the way how these techniques work, and what you will create with this, and how you gonna get this effect. So I'm just using this while traveling, and I just find out these papers are not very good papers. It is like a student grade paper, and it's very thin. I just bought this copy from India, and these Bristol Artist watercolor pocket colors also from there. But if you watch my video where I show the two color technique with the dagger brush as well as the normal brush, so if you don't know, I just want to show you that this one is the normal brush, and this is not exactly the dagger brush, but dagger brush is just like that. If I have it right now, I'll show you, just a minute. So basically, where you can create the two-tone leaves by just dipping your brush in a one color and then using another color. I'll just show you. You can do this technique for any of these brushes. We're gonna use simple brush here. This one is the Princeton brush, round brush, and we can use this brush. And I'm using this color, so I just picked these pretty light color. This one is like this color. I'll show you. So this is this color, and then I will grab little bit of color on its tip. So this is tip color, but when I use both the colors together, I'll get a gradient effect depend on how much color I pick. Okay, so what happened in the dagger brush, like it's a halfway brush. Maybe this works. I can't find my dagger brush. Okay, so it is something like this. So it is like angle brush, and this one is the angle brush. So when angle brush, these are the flat brushes. So if I do the same technique with the angle brush, and I dip the another color on only on the half tip of it, and then I'm trying to use that color. Let's take another paper. I'll use this paper. So I will get a very different effect with the two-tone effects like this. So basically you will get this two-tone color effect, something like that. Okay, so the same technique you can use on the round brush. So I decided to use the same technique. Well, why not? Let's see that if I can use the same technique on the water brushes also. So I get this results. I really like this combination, so I decided to create more, and I will see you how to create these, and how you're going to use these fodders, watercolor fodders you can say, or how can use these combinations along, so that you can create your own, maybe the composition I can say. So while creating this, I just decided to make a stroke, and with the strokes I get these kind of strips. So I'll show you these kind of strips. So I'll show you how to create them. You can go ahead and create some organic as well as abstract shapes, and by the just brush strokes and putting some points on it, you will get a really different things all around it. And you can decorate them while using the white gel pen, black pen, Posca pens, markers, gel markers. You can create these kind of shapes also. I'll show you how to create these also, and that will give you a whole variety of, like, if you want to create this one, I'll show you. So that will give you a whole variety at the same time, and you will have, now you will ask that if I don't have this pen or I don't have that pen, how can I use and do the same techniques? So that is the thing I'm telling. You can use any brush you have. Just see what have in your stash. Round brush always work for everything. That is my experience. And that gives lots of options. So if you don't want to invest on all these brushes, you can go ahead and use the round brush. I just want to show that this is like very cheap paper. At the same time, this is not very good quality watercolor. It's like kind of okay watercolors. And if you do the same thing with the professional watercolors, you're gonna get really nice effects. It's totally depend how you want to do the things. If you don't want to load the brush in a two colors, you can just go ahead and first put one color, and then you can add your second color to it by just adding watercolor gonna mix uh, together just like that. When it's wet, you can try this technique. So without loading the brush two times with the two colors, still you can get the technique. And the simple practice, the strokes making, will also give you a nice kind of fodder which you can use for your any project. And this practice moving your brush is giving you more ideas about how to do it. You can do this, and then in another stroke you can add different color to it, you can add more colors to it, and while it's wet you can add another watercolor technique on it. Like you can add lines if it's very wet. If it's like this, you can add dots with the same color or different color, and that will give you a different intensity. Now remember, I'm using a very cheap colors. At the same time, my paper is not that good, but still it's giving the effect. At the same time, I will show you how to decorate them. So let's jump into the process. So I choose here shades of blues and purples. You can go ahead and choose your color palette. You can just do a traditional Christmas color, so you can do like this. Why I choose this palette? I want to show you something different, and the same time I want to show you that you can create these kind of stuff, and you can not only use those for the Christmas, but you can use for the Valentine. Maybe it's red and pink, or purples and pinks, or shades of peach as just magenta, little bit something like that. And these are the two-tone things, so your watercolor gonna mix very nicely. You have to work a little bit faster. You can just put one color and go away, and then mixing another color, that will give you a really harsh line. Remember that. And I, throughout the whole video, I use this Bristol colors, and these are the like travel packs. And look how easy to make. I have this printed round piston round brush, and I'm gonna create a different kind of leaves. Like these are the tropical ferns. You can see more different kind of leaf, most of the tropical one you can see. And you can create some imaginary kind of stuff also by just twisting your brush. Here is, I'm not doing any kind of rocket science, or I'm not doing any kind of very watercolor techniques. So you can see, you can load brush once and you will get a really nice effect with the dark pointed tip. And you can go ahead and use in red and green also with the same tip. You can load your brush in a red, and for a tip you can use a green, or vice versa. That will also give you that effect. Here I'm just choosing the shades, same shades, and I'm going with the darker and lighter shades. And you can see that water is still wet, so I can just move like little bit of color. And I'm using the same brush, and I'm kind of creating the variety of leaves here. You can create more varieties definitely, but this is like I just want to stop here, because otherwise the video will go longer and longer. You can create berries also in this type. Like you can create a small water spot and then just spot it with the dark one. You can use this fodder for any occasion, as it's Christmas is near. We can create one star, and we can put all those lines we make on it. And I'm just putting these colors, kind of taking the same colors, so that it feel like matchy or cohesive, you can say. You can create a star kind of shape, or if you don't want to create that shape, you can create a normal star shape like this, what we create always. And then we will wait to dry it, and then we will kind of cut it. And whenever I have little bit brush colors, like leftover color in my brush, I used to scribble on the paper, so I will get the circles or something like that, and then I can use it afterwards. So I'm talking about these. So we can just put these kind of steps. Now I didn't make them purposely, so they might not be matched perfectly for the project. But what I'm trying to say is, Like you can create something like this, and you can put star on it, and you can write happy Christmas, sorry, the Merry Christmas or happy holidays, something like that. So that will also solve the occasion. And if you really want to create some kind of Christmas trees with the same blue theme, we can do that also. And it's very simple. Where we make the triangles, we have to make the same triangles, but here we will make those triangles little bit taller. So something like this, taller, and you can see the thin kind of tree, and you can turn them into tags, you can turn them into the greeting cards, whatever you want. So you can just put different shapes here. I made one this shapes, maybe one I'll make a little bit taller, a little bit fatter, I think. So you have to see the combinations. You can put them in the combination of 5, or you can put them in the combination of 3. That will work, depend on how much space you have and how big you are creating these triangles. This is the very simple and easiest method. You can decide first your size also, like what you are using, the A2 size or A3 size card base, and then you can draw directly on them. But what is the thing, when you draw like this and when you cut them, you have an opportunity to, you know, put them behind. You can add them little bit dimension, you can put the foam tape behind them, and you can, you know, add more things easily, and then you cut it apart and you can assemble. If you don't like the combination, you can switch your colors, or you can switch the things, just like that. Another way of doing it is you can just draw something like this big strips with the 2 colors. Like first I took the full blue color, and then I pick this purple color here, and then you can see the shades of 2, and then I'm just adding and picking my brush up, and I know you will get that blotch there, but that is the thing. And this is the another tree. You can add here directly star, or you can add that star afterwards. Totally depend how you want to do. If you want to save the paper, you can use this triangle here, which is created with the true trees. You can use that, and you can go ahead and vary your colors. If you don't have many colors, use one color, like a blue, and then you can add a black, a little bit of white colors in that, and you will get a different variation in those colors also. So that is the another thing you can do. Most of the times you need little bit time to dry these watercolors. You can use your kids watercolors also, and then you can doodle on them. You can do some kind of with the pens, and if you want, you can directly use these watercolors also to make them more kind of things. Like here I'm just decided to draw some lines on wet technique, although this is not too wet, so my color is not mixing. So something like this you will get. You can go ahead and put white dots with the pen or the paint, acrylic paint or a pen on it, or bleach proof white you can use, and you can create that card also. So I'll show you how we cluster them together to make the card out of it, or how we gonna cut it. I want to show you that also, that it's very easy to cut it if you want to put the border outside, white border like this, or you don't want to. So you have to remember, whenever you're doing these kind of projects, the thicker the paper, the harder to cut. So choose the paper medium weight, not too hard, not too thick, so that you can easily cut them. If you don't mind to cutting the hard paper, then it's okay. Like Canson paper is 300 GSM, so it is a little bit harder to cut. This paper is like maybe the half weight of it, maybe it's like I don't know, maybe it's 100 or 60 GSM, not more than that, because it's quite a thin paper, so it's easy to cut and put together. So after drying this, we're gonna cut them, and then we will doodle on them with some paints. You can use acrylic paints, you can use Posca pens. I have these Arteza pens with the tight white space black and gold color. I'm planning to use those. You can use blue. Just go creative and see what you want to like. I have some of these also. So how I create them, I just took one golden sheet, simple paper, like nice paper, and then I use the puncher, and I just punch it out, and then I get all of these small golden ornament kind of things. You can put them on these trees. So there are endless ways to do the stuff. I'm gonna show you 2 things, that how you're gonna turn these trees into the Christmas trees, and how you will use those fodders for the different thing, or as I show you, you can create the flower fodder stuff clusters like this, and you can put them on the greeting cards, or you can put them on the your projects, your handmade things, just like that you can use them. Now they are dried, so we can doodle on them. If you want, we can add some stuff there. Possibilities are endless, so you just have to find that how you want to do it, and whether whatever you're doing you like it or not, that is the another thing you want to see. Here I'm using the Artisa golden paint, and I really like those. You can try Posca markers also, but for the especially gold, white and the black color, I mostly use those, and I'm pretty happy with that. So it is not giving that dimension, it is a bit flat, but it is awesome. And then what we will do, I will show you how to cut. So wherever I'm cutting something, if it is a straight thing, it's really easy to cut, no rocket science in that. You can just grab the bigger scissors, so you will get a one shot big kind of long cut. I think I must say the long cut, so that now sometimes you have to just manipulate a little bit that where it's going. So here I'm just moving my paper, not the scissors much. You can do the same thing with the small scissors. I have two of them. One of them is with the Tim holes and other with the honey cuttle bee. This is quite a long scissor I have, and it's still working great. I don't know how much years I'm owning this scissor. But if you don't have these fancy scissors, still is okay. For the small jobs, I always choose the small scissor. For the big things, you can get the big, especially if you're doing some kind of integrate things, like maybe we want to cut this flower. So what I do first, I just grab my scissors and make some kind of big cuts, so that it's a little bit easy to handle that stuff, rather than having the full paper or full sheet in your hand. And then I'll just grab my scissors and go. So basically whenever I am cutting this, I go first one side off like this, and then I go another side on it, just like that. You don't have to follow the same steps, but I'm showing the way whatever feels easy for me, and I go that way like this. I'm just using the petals, and then I just want to cut the petals here, and at the same time I want that nice. But what happens when you have this paper to hold something, it's really easy to cut. Like I have this paper to hold on it, so and most of the times whatever I do is like I just cut the most intricate part, like the most smaller or thinner or difficult part at the end, so that most of the times I have the full paper to hold. Like in this we have this particular, you can see this is very thin, so you don't want to hold your while cutting position on that. So make sure you have enough room with the cutting. Fuzzy cutting is kind of a very old technique. People do fuzzy cutting for all their things. Nowadays we have dies to cut out, but yeah, this is quite a bit. And now you can see it cut out really beautifully, and I can snip off this end also. So I showed you like both the ways, like two ways, like how you can do the things which is on the bigger side, the same time how you can do the things which is kind of the smaller. You have to follow the same technique for these or these, and for the straight you can go ahead with that. Particularly for the circles, I can show you. Let's go with this small circle. I hope so. This circle is small, so I'm taking the small scissors, and you can see that I am moving my paper so that I will get a nice clean cut. So this is for circles and straights. So I hope I told everything, that how I cut it. Like for these kind of stripes, you can go ahead and just cut the straight, so you will get the straight stripes. And I'll speed up the process. Maybe we'll create something by just putting these collage pieces together. Today we talk more about the abstract shapes, normal shapes, geometric shapes, as well as the leaves, little bit of leaves. And you can watch my other watercolor videos where you can get a more idea that you can turn this into the flowers and other things also. But add little bit of doodle on them. You can use direct pens. You don't have to be more specific. Grab your kids color and still you will get these kind of effects, and try to see that how you can decorate and personalize your things. You can create tags, the gift tags for the Christmas also out of these. You just have to stick one or two, or you can make a small tree, bunch of trees, and you can create this kind of stuff. Or you can directly draw on that paper and then just give a little bit more paper line, border line to it to become a more thicker one. Or choose the thicker watercolor sheets, that gonna also work, and you can add their rainbows or flowers or leaves, or you can just sew them. And I will show you how I do that maybe in the next video, that how you can sew. And here I'm just making some wonky lines with this golden pen. I'm using the Artisa golden pen, but you can go ahead and use your Sharpie or anything you have, uniball pens or something like that, and then try to assemble these trees. I decided this way. You can go ahead and use your ways. So these watercolor should not be very overwhelming, it should be always simple and easy. So here I'm showing you the another trick. I just stamped this Merry Christmas stamping, and you see that it didn't stamp properly, but I do it purposely. I use my dry ink pad for that, and now I'm using the same pen which I use for the borders, the markers you can say. And then I'm using writing that Merry Christmas highlights. And why I do that, a simple thing is that my handwriting is not that scriptive or very beautiful like that way, so you can mimic it, and that is the easiest way you can do it. Or you can just print it on your printer and cut the banner and put it there. The main thing here, I'm using the same pen, the same marker for the border lines, for the ornaments, as well as writing these things. So everything kind of bound together to give a more cohesive look. These kind of small tricks make your card more beautiful, and things look nicer on the way, and just add little bit of detail and you are ready to go. So now we are planning to do the second card here. This is not the Christmas card, but it's just a cluster of the shapes. So after creating that card, you can just put these kind of clusters also to create the card. You can write here anything, happy birthday, happy anniversary. According to that, I choose here the blue theme. You can choose and go ahead with your color palette. You can add 2 or 3 colors together. 5 or more color than that should be a little clumsy, because you have to see that how the gradient go. But if you want, you can totally fine. You can go ahead and make a rainbow cards. So these are the factors you have to remember while doing the things. Now, if I want to put this card here, I can go ahead and down it a little bit to see my composition, like it should look good, something like that. I have in my mind that I don't want to lose that either of any shape, like circle or something like that. I can put circles on circles here to get more out of it. You have to see that how it's gonna look together while putting the things. Like in my opinion, this is the best thing for the card structure. You can do you can put these in your art journals also. You don't have to stick only with the only with the greeting cards or art generals. You can create anything. You can create these clusters, and basically you can frame them in a small frame. Maybe you can add in a background the gradient color, maybe the sky blue color, or maybe two pop of white always look good, so you can add the white color also. So I hope you enjoyed today's techniques and you learn how you can create these 2 gradient, 3 gradients kind of leaf. I give you an idea of different leaf. This is kind of a very tropical one, palm kind of thing. This is a very regular one. You can have this kind of fan kind of leaf. You can create your own small roses, and you can put these small leaves on them. You can doodle with the pens, and you can get creative, and just spread your work and see how you like it. And you can put these clusters together. Oh, sorry, I'm out of focus. So you can put these clusters together, and you can see that how much you like them or not. So possibilities are endless, I always say that. And until the next crafty video, have a crafty life. Bye bye. If you want to watch more these kind of stuff, let me know, post in the comment. I love to see what you guys do. You can tag me on my Instagram, and my all the accounts are linked below, so you can go ahead and put something there. And I love to read all the stuff. I love to go and see if anything is getting in your way and you're not able to find something. If you have any kind of problem or you can struggling with anything, let me know. If I try my level best to help you out. So until the next crafty project, have a crafty life. Bye bye. And yeah, holidays are coming, so Merry Christmas.